Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject for us today, and I think it's a little bit of information you really want to get. It's called selling and taxes. What do you say? I said selling and paying your taxes. That's a scary subject. I'm going to tell you why. Listen, when I first got into sales, especially if you're a newcomer, you need to know about this. It's very, very important. I went to work for a great company, and I worked for them for 3 years. And during that 3 years, I didn't pay any taxes. Oh, no, he didn't. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, I didn't. It was crazy. I didn't know. I was very young. I was in my 20s. I never heard of no taxes. I thought taxes, what is that? I thought that's what you played with the jacks and all. You play taxes and jacks? Okay. And, well, come to find after 3 years, I had a lot of doggone money. I made a bunch of money. And on top of that, they go ahead and give you what they call tax on top of tax. That means you got to pay interest. And my mama, she says, Gary, you got a nice car, a nice place. You got all this furniture. You got all this everything. When's the last time have you paid your taxes? I said, taxes? What in the world is that? I thought that was a state taxes. You know, Texas taxes, okay. And she thought it was kind of funny, but I came out to find out it ain't funny when you owe the IRS some money, honey. Okay, the reason why I owed the money is because they didn't take out taxes. I worked what they call a 1099. I didn't even know what a 1044 or 1055, I didn't know what any numbers were. 1099, that was all foreign to me because I never worked with taxes before. I was a young person, young kid. And what happened is Mama said, well, you need to go find out about what you owe. Well, I'm going to tell you what, when you owe thousands and thousands of dollars, it ain't a good feeling. So what I'm telling to you is this, guys. If you're a new salesperson, you got to pay your taxes, and you don't want it to stack up. Because once you get 1, 2, 3 years, they're going to get you, and this is what they did. I went to the place, and I told them, how much do I owe? And they told me $10,000. I said, what? And they said, oh, and by the way, you can go ahead and pay this. But remember, when you're paying your taxes, this is the hard thing I learned, is that you pay for the first year. And then it accrues. And what that means is on the other 2 years, I had to pay additional interest on those years. So I was getting like triple taxed. And because I didn't know, because see, I was what they call a contracted worker. Damn, I didn't know that. And I was making money, honey. Fist bump, I don't think so. It sucks. So I kind of learned the hard way. It took me a long time to catch up and get that paid off. So what I ended up doing was going with a furniture company and electronics companies and companies that were in the retail business and not, they were still straight commission. But they took out taxes, and I didn't have to do a 1099. I would just have to pay, you know, they take it out every week. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're a new person or a young person and you get into some of these jobs like selling insurance, and if you have other jobs that you're thinking about getting into, real estate or anything, you got to pay your taxes, baby, because what'll happen is they'll put a lien on your butt. And that means, dude, if you get a lien on it, it's hard to get somebody to give you what they call credit and money, honey. And IRS gonna get they. The United States of America, you know, I believe in what give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and, you know, let me keep mine. And I didn't know as a young person that this could cause issues, psychologically mostly. And the reason why is because it took forever for me to pay that daggone money off. And I had to take other sales jobs that had the capability to take the taxes out because I was too afraid, because I had been burnt. Now, as I've gotten a little bit older, a little bit more mature, I've learned about how taxes work. And when you ain't getting taxes, don't forget that you got to pay the Medicare, you got to pay all the other little things that they add into it. Scratch your head, scratch. It sucks. But see, that's why if you do get a 1099 job, be smart. Remember I told you about saving for a rainy day? Oh yeah, you better save for a rainy day and some more. Because what'll happen is if you work on straight commission, you get them big old fat paychecks, baby, looking real good. But it ain't real good if you don't pay your taxes. Because you may not pay it for 1 year. Oh, it's okay. You don't owe a whole lot. But it adds up. And then if it's 2 or 3 years, it could be like 4 or 5 years, and they'll garnish your daggone wages. I said they might just take that money, honey, that you're making down the road because you ain't paid your taxes. Not taxes, I said taxes. It sucks. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy, the good guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and stuff that most people don't even talk about in sales. And the reason being is because a lot of companies, they're not hiding anything from you. They're telling you you're a contractor. But see, when you're wanting to make money and you're a little bit desperate and you get out there and you start selling stuff, you forget. You forget that the IRS is going to get a little bit of pound of flesh. Okay, it's the truth. Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. That's what it says in the Bible, okay? And I'm going to tell you what. I'm really grateful that I had an opportunity to learn that experience, not because it was something that I really wanted to learn, but it gave me a platform for down the road. See, and this was many, many years ago. So I'm sharing it with you because I have a platform today to teach you as a salesperson, hey, you got to pay your taxes, baby. You got to pay your taxes. And don't put it off, because I'm going to tell you what, and don't hide from your taxes. You can put that stuff. I had this guy who used to put his tax stuff in the drawer. Year after year. And I said, what are you doing with all those tax things? Oh, don't worry about it. Well, come to find out, oh boy, he ended up owing so much money that it's like he's been working for free for a long time. And I don't even know if my friend has even got it paid off yet. We don't talk about it. It's a sore subject. But in my own life, you know, I've had to take these 1099 jobs, you know, because what'll happen is if you're on straight commission and stuff like that, you gotta plan. You got to remember, when you're making money, you got to put some of that away for the IRS and the add-ons and the things that go along with it. Do your research. You can go online and type in something in the regards about how do I pay my taxes? What do I need to do as far as pay my taxes? And there's a lot of people that are accountants and people that may work for your firm and your company that can offer you some suggestions. Just don't be stupid. Okay, I say you were stupid. I said don't be stupid. Keep it simple. That's what I believe in. And write down your mileage on your car, believe me. And then any gas money. I mean, just go to your, this is what I would do. I would talk to an accountant. I would talk to somebody, what do I need to start saving so that way I can get that money back at the end of the year, if you get that. And what I mean by that is maybe you won't have to pay them back. Now, they have different things. Now, the IRS gives you the capability to have what they call tax deductions. Now, those tax deductions, you got to make sure they are in compliance with the IRS and the law. You don't want to start having all kinds of deductions and you ain't got no proof. Because if you ain't got no proof, they could come after you and say, well, you kind of lied. And I'm going to tell you what, a white-collar job, a white-collar person in prison, it sucks, bro. I didn't do nothing. I just didn't pay my taxes. Okay, that ain't good. So remember, paying your taxes and then selling, it's important, guys. I'm not trying to stress it any more than this, but do it, okay? You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I love everything about sales, even stuff that sucks. You know, the reason why is because I get to share stuff like this with you. And taxes, if we don't pay our taxes, we don't have no roads, we don't have no schools. So we have to be willing to pay our taxes. You know, I was listening to a great speaker not too long ago, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was really awesome. When I watched this video, it made me feel real good. He said, you know, people would come to him, oh, you owe millions of dollars in taxes. And he basically says, that's great. And they said, what do you mean that's great? He means, that means I must have made a whole lot of money on it. Now, I'm just jesting based on what he said, but I thought it was so profound. He was happy to be able to pay his taxes because he'd been given so much, you know, in this country. And we live in America, baby. We live in the place where we got some green, baby. So do me a favor. If you're selling something, you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. We just had a very simple conversation about you got to pay your taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, trust me, it will come back to bite you. It's called karma. And I don't like bad karma. I like good karma. I like getting money, honey. And I don't like to pay no more money on top of more money because it's called interest. I ain't interested in that. How about you? So do me a favor, go out there and sell something. And listen, if you haven't paid any taxes lately, you need to find out. It's better not to wait down the road because it can really, really mess you up. See my hand? I mean it. It can mess you up. I give you a high five on that one. Don't let it happen. Go out there and sell something, but don't forget paying your taxes. It's just a smart way to be. Especially the salesperson making all the money you gonna make, honey. We salespeople, so let's go out there and sell something. And don't forget to ask for the order. And paying your taxes. Damn, that's a real good idea. Have a nice day. All right.